saved my mom's life, and it tore our family apart. My grandmother expected every family member to take their lives on their 50th birthday because living past that age was selfish and wasteful. But as the family matriarch at 78, she claimed she needed to stay alive to oversee the tradition. Grandma Delilah had been the undisputed ruler of our family for as long as anyone could remember. She controlled every aspect of our lives from her massive Victorian mansion where 3 generations lived under her iron fist. Everyone knew that defying Delilah brought a spiritual curse upon your bloodline. That's what happened when Great Aunt Estelle refused. Some kind of dark energy consumed her daughter, driving her to hang herself the very next day. Delilah told everyone that the girl had been so spiritually harmed by her mother's cowardice that she took her own life rather than live with a disgrace. Estelle took her life too 3 days later out of grief and guilt. Delilah kept photographs of both Estelle and her daughter displayed in her study as a reminder of what happens when family members don't follow tradition. Growing up, I watched family members disappear on their 50th birthday with chilling regularity. Every time it happened, all I could think about was my favorite person in the world, my mother. I felt sick knowing her time was coming closer every year. When my mom turned 49, Delilah began her year-long preparation process, and I felt like I was watching my mother slowly disappear before my eyes. She moved Mom into a special bedroom that Delilah called the transition suite and started monitoring every bite of food Mom ate to ensure she was spiritually pure for her death. Delilah made Mom practice writing her farewell note and rehearse her final speech for the family gathering. I watched my mother losing weight and developing dark circles under her eyes from the stress, and I knew I had to act fast. Mom would sneak into my room at night and beg me to promise I'd never let Delilah do this to me when I turned 50, and I'd hold her while she cried silently so Delilah wouldn't hear us. Those moments broke my heart because I could see how desperately she wanted to live, but she was too terrified to fight back. "I can't let anything happen to you," she'd say to me. "You're the one good thing I ever did in my life." I couldn't watch my mother march toward this insane death sentence without fighting back. The woman who had raised me, who made me soup when I was sick, who still braided my hair when I was stressed, was being treated like a condemned prisoner. I begged Mom to run away with me, but she was terrified that Delilah would kill me if she defied the family tradition. She shared my suspicion that my cousin's death had been a little too convenient. Mom would cry and whisper, "I don't want to die, but I can't let her hurt you," when Delilah wasn't listening. I tried everything to convince her we could escape, but Mom was convinced that Delilah would find us and make me pay for her cowardice. 6 months before Mom's birthday, I secretly contacted the police and told them about Delilah's death cult disguised as family tradition. The detective told me they would look into it, but that they needed concrete evidence before they could arrest Delilah, so I had to go back home and act normal while secretly recording her conversations. But Delilah discovered my betrayal when she found the detective's business card in my room. That night, she came to my bedroom with a syringe full of poison and told me that since I was determined to ruin the family tradition, I could die first as an example. Delilah said, "You're going to have a little accident tonight, and then your mother will understand what happens to traitors." That's when I knew for sure that my cousin hadn't taken her own life. Maybe no one in my family ever had. It had always been Delilah, and now she was coming for me. She pinned me down and was about to inject me when Mom burst into the room and hit Delilah over the head with a lamp. This whole time I'd been trying to save her, but at the most crucial moment she was the one who saved me. Delilah collapsed, and when the police arrived for their scheduled interview a few hours later, they found Delilah unconscious on my bedroom floor with a syringe full of poison in her hand. The detective immediately arrested Delilah for attempted murder, which gave him all the evidence he needed to search her trophy room. That's when we discovered the truth that deep down we'd known all along. Delilah had been murdering family members for decades, making their deaths look self-inflicted while she collected their life insurance money. The final notes were forged, and Delilah had been slowly poisoning people or staging their deaths to look voluntary. Delilah died in prison at 82, and our family scattered across the country. I'm now 34, and completely estranged from most of my surviving relatives who still believe Delilah was a misunderstood spiritual leader. Several of them have kept up the tradition, even with Delilah dead and buried. It feels like every year I get a letter telling me another family member has fulfilled their spiritual duty. Mom lives with me now, but she has panic attacks whenever anyone mentions birthdays.